Hi guys, and welcome to the State of Crypto, your one-stop source for all crypto-related news. I'm your host Martin, and this is episode 60. 2 months in a row being here. 60 days being here. Anyways, today's stream is XRP security. What is the Crypto Rating Council? And Binance announces market maker program. Now, guys, if you're tuning in, thank you for watching on Monday. I hope you had a great beginning of the week. If you're not, then I hope the market cheer you up a little bit, right? We saw a small pump to the upside across the market in many coins. So again, I'm hoping that at least that made your day a little bit better. Anyways, if you're tuning in live, welcome. And if you're catching the replay and have any suggestions, please leave us a comment on the comment section below, right? We really want to know what you are thinking. Now, if you want to keep up to date with the latest crypto related news, make sure you subscribe, you hit that like button and that bell so you're notified when we go live. And if you want to keep on chatting with us once the stream is on, you can join us on the Discord. The link is in the description. Or you can join us on Twitter and WhatsApp. So, new things happening today, right? We got 200 subscribers, so I'm extremely happy about that, right? We're actually sitting at 103 subscribers today. So, thank you guys. You are awesome. This cannot be done without you, actually, because you are the subscriber base. What else happened today? We actually got our channel name, right? It was unlocked from YouTube, and we're able to be actually YouTube /C/C or whichever one it is. The State of Crypto, right? We're no longer a random number, alphanumerical number channel, right? So again, thank you all for that support and for making this possible. On to the news. Now, Venezuela government is using cryptocurrencies as a method for free national and international payments. That is a quote from President Nicolas Maduro, who said in a televised press conference, right? They're actually already doing it. Now, the finance minister and Venezuela Central Bank have new instruments which we will activate very soon so that everyone can do banking transactions as well as national and international payments through the central bank accounts. He said that today also, and Venezuela is working within the cryptocurrency world. Words from Nicolas Maduro again. As we reported in another stream, Venezuela Central Bank is running internal tests to determine whether it can hold cryptocurrencies in its reserves. Again, that is very interesting. It'll be probably one of the first countries to actually put cryptos in the reserves, and it could create a what can we call this? A precedent, right, for other countries to also start using cryptos in the reserves, even though Venezuela is doing it to get away from the sanctions that have been imposed on them, and they actually found a way to circumvent them, which is genius the way they're doing it. Just bad press for crypto overall, but interesting that they're finding a way to basically go around the sanctions that are being imposed to them by the other countries, particularly the U.S. Still, I believe it brings adoption, right? That crypto might be used also for reserves on federal banks. So again, that is pretty good. On to market cap. What happened yesterday with the market? Well, yesterday we made a nice green candle, money flowing into the market, right? 3.78%. Right now, more or less stagnant, 0.15%. Yesterday, firm closing of 214.11 billion. Right now, sitting at 214.43 billion. So again, not much going on right now, right? With today, you remember this day just started 2 hours ago. So again, we can see off the bat that we're having indecision. Right now, we just got a small pump, putting us at 0.18%. 214.5. But right now, we just went down. And if we go very close, you'll see that we're making one of these like indecision dojis right now. Pump to the upside, come back down. Pump to the downside, go back up. Indecision going on right now with this day starting. We could get something like this probably, right? But again, the day is young, so we could probably go up or down still. But I do like this nice candle that we made. It's like a bullish engulfing candle, more or less. It's starting a little bit higher than the prior day, but we could consider it a bullish engulfing candle, right? So let's go on to Bitcoin dominance. What happened with Bitcoin yesterday? Losing dominance. From an opening of 70.10, closing at 69.63, basically going down 0.64%. Right now, going down 0.29%, sitting at 69.43. So 69.43% off the whole market, right? Losing a little bit of dominance against the other coins, which is good. Bitcoin went up, not as nice as some of the alts, but again, went up at least, right? Let's go on to the Bitcoin article. This article is actually from two different sources. I mixed them up a little bit, and mainly because the topic is the same. So Bitcoin, I'm gonna start with this part, right? Bitcoin trading and investment giants Anchorage, Bittrex, Circle, Coinbase, DRW, Cumberland, Genesis, Grayscale, and Kraken have band together to create the Crypto Rating Council in order to better decide which digital asset can and cannot be traded on their platforms, right? The group have created what they call a scalable point-based rating system to help define whether a cryptocurrency is or is not a security. Now, like this is from Coinbase blog, right? And here's the list again. So I kind of matched the article to this information, make sure it matched. And basically, the council's analytical framework results in a score between 1 and 5. A score of 1 means that the council's independent analysis suggests the asset has few or no characteristics consistent with a traditional regulated security, and a score of 5 means that the council analysis suggests that an asset has many characteristics strongly consistent with the treatment as a security, right? Now, the council will publish a score for most assets that members support or use in ordinary course of their respective businesses. And the group added that we expect that some ratings will change over time, and we will accept and consider feedback from asset issuers when they want to share additional information or clarification that may impact an asset's rating. Now, Bitcoin, Litecoin, Monero have been awarded a rating of 1, while Ethereum has been awarded a rating of 2, and Ripple, it has a rating of 4, right? So they're almost considering it as security, but not quite. We'll get to it in the Ripple article because the Ripple article is also related to this. So again, we'll probably touch base on this again later on. Now, on to Bitcoin, right? What is happening with Bitcoin today? Well, we had this nice green candle right now, making another small green candle. We got some rejection at 8,400 almost, right? We kind of touched it, but not quite. We're a couple of dollars away, actually 8,393. Then we got some rejection, got pulled back a little bit. Right now, on this candle that we just started 2 hours ago, we went down, touched that mid part of this down-sloping channel, again, giving it some validity, rejecting it, and trying to push for higher prices. However, we are seeing some resistance from above and unable to actually go higher right now. Anyway, sitting below that 20 MA, volatility still open on the Bollinger Bands, still making negative momentum, and sitting at 29.80 on the RSI, which is still on that oversold territory, right? Are we doing something in this larger scale? Well, yes, technically, right? I mean, the low of this candle is $7,712. The low of this candle is $7,701. So this is slightly lower. So if you wanted to do this, you would go from here to here, right? Slightly lower. I'm going to get rid of this because I do have it in the 4 hours, but I just want to show it right now. And then you will be going from this high to this low, basically, right? So again, you will be going downwards in momentum. You'll be going to a lower price, so downwards in momentum. And you would also be having, sorry about that, let me move this out of the way. You would also be going from higher, for lower levels of relative strength to a higher level of relative strength, right? So again, dropping lower, making higher levels of relative strength. So again, we did generate some divergence on bullish divergence on the daily, although it's a little bit hard to see, like I said, from here. It's a little bit better to see it on the on the 4 hours, and this would be like slant divergence, right? It would be within the same island. Something else that you could potentially consider, right, would be that this was a double bottom of sorts, right? One bottom here with the wicks at least, and with the bodies as well, right? Bodies are at the same level. So again, 2 bodies at this level, slightly higher one, and then 2 bodies again at this level. So we could potentially say that we have some sort of support around this area, right? The, what is this, 8,039 of sorts. So again, the wicks almost at the same level, bodies at the same level. So again, we could say that we got a potential double bottom. For that to happen, we have to break that midline, right, which would be here, this candle, or this body candle right here. and we did. Right now we're still going up a little bit. Hopefully we can get a little bit more strength to actually burst through that, because otherwise we'll make some bearish divergence, and I'll talk about that as soon as I get into the 4 hours scales, right? So let's look at the 4 hours. What's happening? We were contracting on the Bollinger Bands. We said we should expect a movement. We got it to the upside again. Why? Because we developed this divergence, right? We had this bullish divergence from here to here, right? We had it here also on the RSI of sorts, right? So going to here and here. Should be going slightly going in. Again, this is probably from the 1 hour, and I'll just reset it again. But from here to here, and then from here to here, we're also making divergence again. Bullish divergence, right? So again, let me undo this because I think I had this on the 1 hour. This is also from the 1 hour, I think. So again, we have this divergence, right? From here to here within this island, and then from here to here. This would be on the positive side, but it's a lower low than the previous low. So again, making that bullish divergence. And also we had it on the MACD line, right? Even though it's going through the line, it's still lower than here. So again, made that nice bullish divergence that propped us to the upside. Things that worry me up here, right? And it'll be on the 1 hour, is that we could create bearish divergence, which could potentially see price action to the downside. Right now here, we are a little bit higher, and we're making more positive momentum. So again, not developing it on the 4 hours, but the 1 hours is where I'm a little bit more worried with this. And anyway, sitting above that 20 MA, like I said, volatility a little bit open, still making positive momentum, and sitting high on the RSI at 54 on that neutral zone, but starting to get high, right? I mean, we are going up. It's a significant move that we had today. So again, we're probably gonna chill around this area for a couple candles. Maybe right now we can start pumping to the upside. But like I said, we're getting some resistance around that 8,400 area, right? Which, again, let's see how much resistance we get there. We kind of went up and tried to touch it again, so this one kind of stopped at 8,377 and then started to run back down. Let's go into the 1 hour, right, and see what's going on. So on the 1 hour, right, sitting above that 20 MA, volatility starting to contract a little bit on the Bollinger Bands. We had this dip in the morning. This was around 11. I actually messaged someone saying like, yeah, man, market's dropping a little bit, and then we made this bullish divergence in the 4 hour. I'm not sure we had it here. I mean, if we ignore these small islands of negative momentum, we did have that bullish divergence, right? That propped us up to the upside. Again, it will be all the way up to here again. And then, like I said, we had that bullish divergence trace here on the 4 hours, and then also we would have it here on the MACD, right? It would be from here to here. So again, we have that bullish divergence on different scales, not so much on the RSI, right? Because the RSI here on the 1 hour was sitting at 24.15, and over here we were at 23. We actually are a little bit higher. So again, it would be, but it's more or less straight line, right? But anyways, technically it would still be bullish divergence. So again, we developed that. We called it out. We sent it on Twitter. I'm not sure if we posted it on the Discord today. Yeah, we did in the morning at 10, right? Bitcoin pumping from the bullish divergence developed, right? And it was right as it was developing. So again, we're calling it out earlier for you guys to be aware of it, right? And take precautions, positions, whatever you want to do. So as soon as I got into work in the morning, we're posting this up, right? So again, this first part of the candle was already reversed. Well, when you get in, we're posting it around this area, right? So. But we talked about it before, and we said it could play out, right? In an earlier stream, I can't remember if it was 1 or 2 or 3 days ago, we were talking about it, and we said, look, man, what would be better is if we actually dropped a little bit more, make some less negative momentum, than the previous one, right? And then we would have that bullish divergence that could play out and see us pump to the upside, and guess what? We got it, right? And I'm glad that we get it, because that's good. That was good for everyone else. Everyone else pumped a little bit more, and I'm happy that we got this bullish divergence. Now let's go look at the other chart that we have, right? And we're gonna look at this one's on the daily quickly, just to see where we are at, right? We are getting above that 50% mark again, touching it as support, bouncing off it. So again, we're getting into that 50% to 75 percentile, right? Even though it's sideways movement, we are actually climbing on those ranks on that downsloping channel, which is good. And where are we on the other one, right? On the other chart? Well, we still have this kind of like downsloping wedge, or falling wedge that we traced, that we said could potentially play out. However, we are seeing some, let me get rid of this stuff. This was from a prediction that someone asked, right? I thought I got rid of it, but maybe I reset the chart a little bit, so I'm not sure. Anyways, we're touching a line here that I have traced, right, which is a yellow line, which would be that 50% mark again, which is slightly higher than where we actually touched on this chart. We went to 8,454, and I have that line at 8,495, so around $50 off that target. But anyways, we are seeing some resistance around that 50% line. Again, could potentially have some price rejection, and then pump a little bit more. Yet to be seen, right? If we keep pumping to the upside, we're gonna get tired. We're gonna make some bearish divergence, and then we have to go down a little bit, reset the oscillators, and then run again. However, in these oscillators, we are sitting quite comfortable, right? We are sitting at 31 on the RSI right now. In this other chart, we were outside. We were sitting at 29. Right now, we're sitting at 31.44. So getting to that sold, out of that oversold territory, but again, have a lot of room to run to the upside if we wanted to. That pump is not as strong as I would have wanted to be, but it is strong nonetheless, right? It's a nice bump on doing the weekend volume, right? So again, what else is happening with Bitcoin? Well, we closed the month, right, today. And what did we do on the monthly? Well, we had a nice red bar, third red bar in a row for a month. Right now, we're making a small green bar, but the month's just starting. It's 2 hours old, so we have like 31 days to go, right? We are still within this downsloping channel that you could consider like a bull flag after that impulse up. You know, you can consider that channel a bull flag. You could consider also that we are within that downsloping falling wedge. And yeah, let's see where this takes us, right? This bump to the upside was 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 months, right? And right now we're on the third month to the downside. Like I said, let's wait and see. We talked about things that could happen if we go to the upside or the downside in smaller scales. On the daily, we talked about that we could go all the way to that. Where is it? Was it in this chart? On this chart. Oh snap! I want to move that. There we go. We could drop slightly through here and all the way until we get that 618, and then we start retracing. We said that from the 382 to the 618 were valid retrace zones, so we could start retracing. I would have to fib high to low to see if we have made a valid retrace. Right now, I doubt it. I don't believe we're making it. Let me check it out though. What would we take as a local high? We can take this as a high, right? High to that low. We are basically making that retrace. We are rejecting it. We are sitting at that 236 at 8,369. Again, that is if I take this as the high. If I want to take the other high, which would be this wick over here, or this high over here, we would not be making a valid retrace. We would actually be like kind of touching it and rejecting it because it would be congruent with that with that 50% that we had from that previous candle. So again, retrace, right? We could retrace to the 382, which will be 8,981, or to the 618, which will be 9,741. That will be common retrace zones for Bitcoin. Right now, if we confirm this as a valid retrace, which we still have not actually passed, right? Anyways, that's it for Bitcoin. We are telling you the possibilities of what could happen, because sometimes we cannot be here 24/7 glued to the computer seeing what's happening, right? So we want to give you the options so that you know what could play out, and then you make your decisions on that, right? Like I said, we probably can develop some bearish divergence into more micro scales, and then we start pumping to the downside, right? Just keep it in mind as you set up your trades. Now let's go on to Ethereum. What is happening with Ethereum? A system-wide upgrade arrived to Ethereum Rupston test network on Monday, and while Istanbul should ultimately introduce network efficiencies, the testnet launch won't be smooth sailing for everyone. For governance platform Aragon in particular, the code changes were expected to break roughly 680 smart contracts, according to Aragon 1 CTO Jorge Izquierdo. The smart contracts typically manage the governance of decentralized applications running on the Ethereum blockchain. Now, this means that forced upgrades are required for the affected smart contracts in order to ensure decentralized autonomous organizations built on the Aragon platform to continue to function smoothly. Now, up till now, DAOs, so decentralized autonomous organizations, could receive Ethereum from one another. Now, this will no longer be possible after the Istanbul fork. Aragon 1's communications lead, John Light, said that these fund transfers between DAOs on Aragon would effectively run out of gas, meaning no money to make the transactions, right? Calling it an unfortunate trade-off from Aragon's point of view. The issue that they're going to have has been deemed important enough for this hard fork not to happen, which from their point of view is unfortunate, but it's a hard balance and that they understand. Right now, stepping back, the code change in Istanbul affecting certain smart contracts is known as Ethereum Improvement Protocol 1884, and it is meant to address the downside of Ethereum's steady growth. Now, as the size of blockchain has increased, the computational cost to recall data about the state of the network, such as account balances, has also increased. Gas prices, on the other hand, have stayed stagnant, creating what Ethereum Foundation security lead Martin Hall-Swindy calls an imbalance between the price of an operation and the resource consumption. Now, in order to mitigate the possibility of overloading the network, EIP 1884 increases the gas price of 3 resource-intensive operations. Now, let's go look at Ethereum and figure out what is going on with Ethereum, right? Ethereum on the daily. For dominance yesterday, nice green candle, right? Gaining market dominance right now, struggling to make some market dominance, but still a green candle. Yesterday up 3.02%, right now going up 0.11%, sitting at 9.14% of market cap. Price of Ethereum going up similarly to what it gained in dominance. Yesterday 7.04%, right now 1.01%, sitting at $183.17, right? What is going on with Ethereum? Well, we do have a line here that we seem to be bouncing off, and it is the 100% retrace, right? So we dipped below it for a couple days, then we were actually closing on it, and then we were just using it as support to bounce off it. Right now, we actually broke that mid part of the channel, staying above it, sitting below 20 MA, though volatility is open on the Bollinger Bands. That negative momentum still decreasing right now, and sitting at neutral on the RSI at 48.06. 1 second. I'm back. Yeah. So again, that's what's happening with Ethereum right now. Let's go on a more micro scale and figure out. Like I said, that pump from Ethereum nicer than most of the other coins that we're gonna look at, right? So Ethereum going up, right? Sitting over that 20 MA, broken out of this channel, bounced off it a couple times, confirming it as a valid breakout. Still making positive momentum, stuff I don't like off the bat. From here to here, we're going higher. And from here to here, we're going lower. So making bearish divergence, right? Strong bearish divergence on the MACD histogram. Not so much on the MACD line, not so much on the RSI, but again, something to watch out for as you set up your trades. Anyways, from here to here, like I said, we were making bullish divergence. We saw it play out to here. We did not make a lower low than this low, so again, from here to here, we would not have had that bullish divergence that we noticed on Bitcoin, and this is just basically pumping because Bitcoin is also pumping, right? Because we did not have that other divergence develop. Anyways, yeah, let's go look at more micro scale, the 1 hour. Ethereum, nice, right? Making this nice move to the upside. Stuff that I'm worried about, like I said, in the 4 hour, that bearish divergence developing, right? Anyways, what is going on? We're sitting above that 20 MA. Volatility is starting to contract a little bit on the Bollinger Bands, making less positive momentum than here, right? So again, ignore this one on the more macro scale, because from here, I think we're sitting at 0.6, and here we're a little bit higher. So in the 1 hour, from here to here, it wouldn't play out, just the 4 hour. However, from here to here on the 1 hour, and from here to here on the 1 hour, we are going higher, we are going lower on the actual on the momentum, right, bars on the histogram, and we are also going down on the RSI. What is that? Well, again, that is bearish divergence. That is strong bearish divergence, class A, type 1, you know. So again, price action to the downside. For this to be negated, right, you have to go anywhere above this line. right? So again, we could still build a little bit more positive momentum, right? This could pump to the upside again if Bitcoin decides to pump. We could hit this. That will still be bearish divergence. However, if we go above that, that bearish divergence will be negated, and same thing will happen with the RSI, right? So I'm gonna leave these lines like that for you to keep track of. I mean, I don't share my charts, but if you want to look at the video and see where I'm placing them at, you can more or less try to trace the same, right? Because you can actually look at the exchange that I'm looking at, Bitstamp, on the 60-minute Ethereum to dollar. Again, information for you guys to keep as you trade. If we don't make anything larger than this, right, or get to it, or if we don't get to this bar or stay below, right, if we don't go above, we will be making bearish divergence, so expect price action to the downside. I'm not sure how violent it's going to be, but again, you can just expect it, right? Same thing will happen on the RSI, but we don't have that problem on the MACD line. So again, just on the MACD histogram and the RSI. So keep an eye out for those. On to Ripple. Do we have news for Ripple? Yes, we do. Ripple is almost a security according to the Crypto Ratings Council, which we mentioned on the previous article, right? Hey, William James, how's it going, man? Hey, Arturo, what's up, man? How's it going? Yeah, so again, Bitcoin, right? Is Ripple a security? According to Crypto Ratings Council, which awarded XRP a 4 on the scale of 5, like we mentioned earlier, the highest value indicating that the asset is a security. It got awarded a 4, so it's actually not a security. We're actually going to cover this in this article. It noted that Ripple sold XRP tokens or token interest before the existence of its utility. Moreover, Ripple marketed XRP, a move which suggests that the firm showcased the asset for its long-term investment opportunities, right? CRC summarized that Ripple used the securities-like language when it came to promoting XRP. Nevertheless, the asset's development and usage remain decentralized, the council reminded. The score does not reflect a legal conclusion and is no indication of the quantitative value of an asset or suitability for investment or any other purpose. As we stated on the earlier article, CRC is backed by regulated U.S. cryptocurrencies exchanges like Circle, Coinbase, and Kraken. They put XRP through the security standards established by the Securities and Exchange Commission, so the SEC, including its framework and investment contracts of digital assets. The council also tested Ripple's native asset against statements made by the SEC officials, eventually ruling out that it could be a security. Now, apart from XRP, CRC awarded high security scores to EOS, Maker, Polymath, Stellar, Tezos, and others. On the other hand, Bitcoin, DAI, and Litecoin and Monero a 1, right? We covered that in the first article. Hey guys, how's it going, man? If you guys have any questions regarding the stream, let me know, and we'll definitely cover that, right? Anyways, Ripple continues to run its acquisitions, and that's from this article. And with an expansion into Iceland, with its, they're calling it an acqui-hire, right? Because they acquire the company and hire some of the engineers of crypto trading firm Algrim. It was actually posted in a blog post on September 30th, right? And we actually do have that blog post here. And it's from Ripple, right? Ripple continues acquisition streak, expands European operations to Iceland. That's good for Ripple. Now, the acquisition adds 6 engineers to Ripple's ranks. This team will play an integral role in its on-demand liquidity program. Iceland will now serve as one of the company's engineering hubs, joining London as another European base. Amir Sarangi, Ripple's vice president of products, stated that this team hits the ground running as opposed to building out a team that has to gain its knowledge, right? So again, that's pretty good that they're hiring a team that already knows what they're doing. It's going to save them a lot of time, and obviously it's going to save them a lot of money as well. Now, businesses that sign up for RippleNet can make cross-border payments between many countries, including ones traditionally shirked by mainstream banks, such as Mexico. To do so, it swaps the original currency into XRP, sends that across the border, then exchanges it to the destination currency. But to accommodate the sudden temporary purchase of XRP in the middle of this process, businesses need a large supply of XRP to dig into, right? What would happen if XRP is considered a security? That's a pretty good question, man. There's a lawsuit against them for that, right? But XRP has a strong case for not being considered a security, right? Because they are a coin, they are a currency, and they are using it as a medium of exchange, right? Now, if they're considered a security, they were probably going to get into a lot of trouble because they were selling securities being unregistered by the SEC. So They could get fined. I'm not sure what else could happen besides them getting fined. But I think they do have a strong case for them. For them just stating that they are another coin, right? And I wouldn't expect anything else from that, right? Yeah. So, anyways, as I was saying, this is where algorithm comes in, right? To help build out Ripple's on-demand liquidity. So, from what I understand of this algorithm, is gonna be like a exchange, right? They're gonna put money there. Hey, what's up, David? How's it going, man? They're gonna put money there so that people can actually take it as they need, and then have to return it somehow. I'm not sure how that's gonna work, but it's just gonna be the holder of XRP for transactions to be able to go through, right? I'm not sure if they're seeing that they're probably gonna have problems with the exchanges having enough XRP for the transactions to go through, and they just want to secure it a more direct way. So it could potentially be one of those reasons. Anyways, from the blog post, Ripple is the only company in the blockchain payment space that has a real use case and real customers, enabling financial institutions to leverage digital assets for highly efficient cross-border payments. That is actually stated somewhere around here. So, right here. But anyways, all the links to all the articles are in the description if you guys want to go check them out as well. If you want to read this whole thing through, I mean, it is interesting. I did like it. However, like I said, it's on a couple of articles, right, that we took stuff from, like this one from Decrypt and this one from Cointelegraph. Anyways, let's go look at Ripple. What's going on with Ripple on the daily? Ripple on daily, right, making dominance, right? Yesterday, gaining dominance 3.08%. Right now, losing a little bit, 0.31, sitting at 5.16% off market cap. Again, above 5 is good. Obviously, the higher we go, the more resistant we are to market changes by Bitcoin, right? So what's going on with the price of Ripple? Sitting at 25 cents or 25.9, almost 26 cents. Yesterday had this nice green bar, 6.88% up. Right now, up 0.81. What is going on? Well, we are still within this upsloping channel. We have not been able to break out of it. We have not changed it or anything else. We're still making negative momentum, right, but decreasing it significantly. And we're sitting neutral on the RSI at 48.61. Again, relative strength not being just being almost neutral, right? So sitting below 20 MA, not rejecting it yet. However, I'm glad that we got above that 25-cent mark. That 25-cent mark, like we talked about, is it's a last line of support that we have. We dropped below here. Right now we kind of held around here because Bitcoin was not tanking and the market was waiting. Well, it kind of dropped. We talked about this being a potential triangle as well, right? And we actually drew this line up here. And we said if we were to break it, we were making a measure move of that, and we did, and we kind of hit it as well, right? We ran almost all the way up to the triangle, to the upper part of the structure. So again, stuff we talked about in the previous streams. If you guys didn't catch them, we do give you different possibilities, so you guys can make up your mind or see things as they are happening. And again, take your calls when you see it, because we cannot be on the air 24/7. So we just let you know what could happen. Stuff that is happening right now. Well, we're going from lower to higher highs, so again, making more positive momentum. Nothing else going on other than that. Here, we are seeing at the same height than this candle, more or less. So again, on the bodies, we would not be making any divergence of sorts, but, it's more or less stagnating right now. Bouncing, rejecting that mid part of the channel, so failing to break below it, right? And rejecting it two times at least right now. Staying above 20 MA, volatility is still open on the Bollinger Bands, meaning that we can still have movements on price action, downside or upside still. Sitting high on the RSI at 64. Again, bought, but not yet overbought, right? Overbought would be out here. And let's go into a more micro scale, because I think Ripple also did not make that a bullish divergence, right? We only had that bullish divergence on Bitcoin. Like I said, we called it out on Discord. We said Bitcoin pumping from the bullish divergence developed. We talked about that bullish divergence that could potentially play out, and we actually set up something on Bitcoin. We'll go back and talk about it again before we move on to Litecoin. Anyways, Ripple, like we can see, right, 1, 2 times rejecting it, still going up on price. However, we're facing some resistance around the 26-cent mark. Let's hope we can keep on breaking it. Right now, we made some negative momentum, starting to neutralize it, right? Sitting high on the RSI still at 63. But earlier today, we were hitting overbought territory, right? With these highs. And what's going on right now? Well, here is a question, right? Right now we're a little bit lower, so we're not really making it. But if we make anything above that line, we are not gonna make anything positive, right? So whatever we make here, even if it's red, we're probably going to go here. We're going to make some bearish divergence, which will have us see price action to the downside, right? Now this would be medium bearish divergence. If we hit this line, right, straight line, and we're down here, that would be medium bearish divergence, class B, type 2. And basically, if we go above this, right, we're probably gonna neutralize this and make a small positive momentum, unless Bitcoin pumps, and then we'll pump with Bitcoin, right? But if we don't, we're probably gonna end up somewhere around here, and we would be making bearish divergence again, right? And the other one that could happen for bearish divergence is that we do pump, right? Anything that is below the straight line, and this being upwards, right, that would make bearish divergence as well. That would be weak bearish divergence. So that would see price action to the downside as well. So again, things that could play out, right? Leaving the lines as they are. Remember, right now, anything that is above this line, to it or above it, right, would create bearish divergence if this line is straight or below, right? So just keep that one in mind. Also, on the RSI, we would also be making that bearish divergence from here to here, right? So keep it in mind as well. And on the MACD line as well, from here to here. So just remember those. Could potentially see some price action to the downside on Ripple. Let's go. Well, yeah, we're also rejecting that 20 MA. Volatility contracting a little bit. But that's about it right now. We're going to look at Bitcoin real quick because I also pointed out something on Bitcoin. I can't remember if it was on this chart or another chart. Yeah. Well, Bitcoin, right? Same thing happening. We're going higher. We're going lower. Right? And we're going lower. So bearish divergence developing. However, we can still run more to the upside and keep on making more positive momentum. However, anything that is higher, right, like we're doing right now, would need to at least have something that is above this straight line for it to not be bearish divergence. So it's going to take a lot of momentum, right, a big pump for this to negate that bearish divergence that we're making. So again, we're making that bearish divergence. Price action potentially could go down. We had that bullish divergence here on the MACD, on the RSI, and on the on the MACD line, right? So on the MACD histogram line and everything. So again, guys, watch out. We could potentially see some price action to the downside. We are rejecting this old area of resistance, the 8,437. Just keep it in mind, right? Yeah, I'm not sure if you were tuned in, dude. We talked about this the other day, right? I actually went on, and I can't remember which video it was. 2 or 3 days ago, I was doing the Bitcoin analysis, and I said, dude, the best thing that could happen, and I did it on this chart, I think, right? I was talking about it on this chart, and I said, best thing that could happen is that we dropped a little bit, make less negative momentum, we make some bullish divergence, and we pump to the upside, right? So we did call it out. I actually went on Twitter and told one of our followers as well, Benny, who's not here tonight, but Benny, when you watch this, hi, dude. We did tell him that we were making that bearish divergence and that we called it out on the stream, and he actually pointed out that we did. So again, we do give you the options. Like I said, we just tell you what could happen, all the possibilities, upside or downside, when they can happen, so that you can make your decision, right? Because we're not going to be here 24/7. We're only going to be here from 9 until whenever we finish the stream, and then whatever develops throughout the day, you are already prepared for, right? We already talked about. So just keep that stuff in mind. Like I said, Bitcoin could potentially go down in price from that bearish divergence that is developing, and it's going to bring everyone else down with it. Everyone else is developing it as well. So again, it just looks very similar across the market. We're going to go on to Litecoin, but again, no news for Litecoin today. They are usually very weak lately. So like I said, if you guys want to look at some other news, let me know which coin, and we'll definitely look at it. Again, yesterday, small positive gain on market. Right now, a small positive gain on market as well. Yesterday, 0.33%. Right now, 0.46. Remember, right now just started today, 2 hours ago, right? The market for cryptos closes at 0 UTC. So minus 5 UTC for us, which would be 7 p.m. Central, right? Bitcoin sitting at 1.67% of market cap. Yeah, very little market cap for the 4th or 5th largest coin, right? Anyways, what is Litecoin sitting at? It's sitting at $57.00, right? Spot on 57 on this chart at least. Did we see that pump that like we got with everyone else? No, it was very short-lived, right? We just basically reversed what happened on the weekend. That's it. So Saturday, Sunday, Monday, reversed. Tuesday, starting to climb up a little bit, basically undoing what we did on Thursday. What can I see really quick? Well, we are sitting below 20 MA. Volatility is still open, just like everyone else. That negative momentum still decreasing and sitting sold on the RSI at 35.81, but not oversold, right? We're not below this dotted line here. So again, that's it for this coin, because we are actually not doing anything else, right? So we're actually going higher. We're dropping that negative momentum, so nothing else going on. Yeah, Litecoin is not very good right now. Anyway, sitting above that 20 MA on the 4-hour. Volatility starting to expand a little bit on the Bollinger Band. Still making that positive momentum. Stuff I don't necessarily like very much is that, as you can see, this is higher than this. If I put that dotted line, you might not be able to see it if you're on a cell phone, but if you're on a larger screen, you can see that number, right? It says 0.69, and here it says 0.65. So again, slightly lower, right? And the thing that I can see really quick is that we're going higher. Right, it'll be from this green over here. And technically, you are more or less going straight. But anything below that, anything that is diverging right on the top part, makes it bearish divergence. So again, potential price action to the downside. You are having it on the MACD line, not so much on the on the MACD line. You're having it on the MACD histogram, not so much on the MACD line or the RSI. The RSI is going higher. So again, it's congruent. However, the pump that it had to the upside is not congruent with the price level that we were at, right? It's very similar, very small. However, that pump on the RSI, it took a lot of strength to get up there, right? So it's not necessarily very bullish as well. Let's go into the 1 hour. Sitting up about 20 MA, starting to make our second candle, right? Getting some rejection, probably from this line that I have traced here. No, that's that divergence that I traced. Are we doing something else? Let's see. Yeah, like I said, right? Look, low to high, going lower, also in the 1 hour espresso, right? From here to here. From here to here. I'm not pinpointing it because it doesn't matter. You can see it clearly, right? It's upsloping, downsloping, bearish divergence, price action to the downside again. On the RSI, are we doing it? Well, no, on the RSI we are not, because we're actually going higher. We just have it here, not on the MACD line as well, because the MACD line is actually also going higher. So again, we just have that divergence developing on the RSI. But again, if Bitcoin goes down, Litecoin will likely go down, so not much hope for it. Now let's go on to Binance. I do like this article from Binance. It's about Binance announcing their market maker service designed to encourage big spenders to increase the amount of crypto running through its network. The Binance Market Maker program offers reduced trading fees and higher APIs, which basically API limits to traders whose volumes surpass 1,000 Bitcoins a month, right? So $7 million, $7.8 million, who have quality market maker strategies, right? Now, the hope is that whales use Bitcoin to trade cryptocurrencies, which in turn would hopefully encourage other traders to follow suit. As more money flows through the exchange, then the liquidity of the exchange rises. It makes it easier for small traders to fulfill their orders. Now, we did talk about this the other day, right? We did said you want to be in exchanges that have high volume because it makes it easier to get into and out of positions. What Binance wants to do is obviously that. They want to have the big money there, sitting there, right, making the market, so that people can get in and out of positions quickly. Now, I'll tell you how you make and how you take from the market in case you don't know, but I'll tell you what maker fees and taker fees are, right? Anyways, 60 coins are included in the program, including Dash, Bitcoin, and Ethereum. All are being paired to the USD Tether, apart from Bitcoin, which is also paired to the Binance US dollar. Now, the market maker score is calculated by their performance on various pairings on the market maker pair list, a curated list based on spot markets on Binance.com. Now, some coins are ranked higher than others, right? The EOS to dollar tether and the XRP to dollar tether pairs are given a weight of 0.5. Now, Dash and Monero to the USD tether are given a weight of 3. Zcash a weight of 7, and IOST it's given a weight of 10. Now, the final market maker score is comprised of other factors like volume, total order size, multiplied by the pair weighing. Now, how you make what's maker fees and what's taker fees, right? So if you're trading on the markets, you probably already know, but some of you might be quite new and don't know what the maker fees and taker fees are, right? So the market, you make the market when you place orders that are not spot fulfilled, right? That's how I can say it, right? So you go in and you say, I want to buy in at this level, right? Or I want to sell at this level, but it's not the level that the coin is sitting at right now, or the level that people are willing to sell at right now or buy at right now, right? So again, you go opposite, right? So again, if the market's sitting at 7,800 and you want to buy at 7,600, then you would put your order at 7,600. You would be making the market, right? If you wanted to sell, and the market was sitting at, I don't know, 8,000 and you want to sell at 8,020, you would then be making the market, right? If you are a taker, then you would be basically going and buy whatever someone's selling at that point in time, or whatever you'll be buying. Yeah, you would be buying what someone was selling at that point in time, or you would be selling at the price that someone is willing to buy at that point in time. So if the market was, the seller was sitting at 8,000 and you wanted to buy it because you wanted to get in quickly, you would buy in at 8,000. You would basically skip the queue of people that are listed on the exchange that have like priority, let's say, on the price fluctuations, and then you would get fulfilled instantly, right? So you would be taking liquidity from the market, right? In the maker, you are putting liquidity into the market. In the other one, you're taking liquidity. So again, taker fees are usually higher. So that's why it's not usually the best thing to do is actually go in and take a position on the market of a price that you want to get in or get out, and not just buy spot. Because if you buy spot, you take from the market and you get penalized by having higher fees. So again, let's go look at Binance and see what is going on. Binance on the daily. Binance yesterday, very, very little positive dominance, 0.45. Right now, losing it, 0.11%, sitting on 1.15 of market cap. What is Binance doing on price? Nothing, man. It's just flatline, right? Same thing that Ethereum is, just basically undoing what happened on the weekend. Yesterday, a bullish engulfing candle, right? But right now, we're still seeing that positive momentum coming in. Again, sitting below at 20 MA, volatility open on the Bollinger Bands. We are obviously still within this channel. I mean, I'm just going to expand it, but you know, you can tell, right, without me expanding it, that we are within this channel still. There we go. Not rejecting that middle part yet. However, I think this looks a little bit better on the 1 hour, because here it looks like a little bit chopped, right? Anyways, that positive momentum decreasing just like everyone else, sitting low on the RSI at 30, which is sold but not on oversold territory, right? We're barely sitting outside of that oversold territory. Stuff that's happening, right? We had some bearish divergence from here to here, right? Bullish divergence, price action to the upside. We get it. We kind of dumped, right? Because Bitcoin tanked. And then right now, right? From here to here. From here to here. We talked about this the other day. We had it. We said, look, man, we made bullish divergence, price action to the upside. This is what we got from that bullish divergence, right? It's very weak, man. Not a lot going on there. So again, not so much on the RSI, right? But only on the MACD histogram. Anyways, gonna get rid of this stuff real quick. We called it already. And I usually try to get rid of stuff as soon as I call it, because then this gets really cluttered. And then if I start going farther back, it just gets more messy, right? So let's go into the 4 hours. Sitting above that 20 MA. Still pumping to the outside, making positive momentum. Sitting at 54 on the RSI, which is on that neutral zone. Again, stuff that is happening, right? And you can see it here, right? From here to here, you will be going lower, and basically from here to here, you will be going higher, diverging on the MACD and the MACD histogram and the price. So again, bearish divergence developing, potential price action to the downside. That is congruent with what we have seen across the market. Here, you will be going with the market, because you will also be going higher. Okay, wherever I go, if I go here, right, to be congruent, you'll be going higher. So you would not be developing on the RSI or the MACD line, just on the histogram. Yeah. Let's go on to the 1 hour. On the 1 hour, sitting over that 20 MA, right? Here also, just not from here to here like we were in the 4 hours, but more immediate, right? From here to here, and you know, making that bearish divergence on the 1 hour as well. Not so much on the RSI. This is actually higher than this, but again, just on the MACD histogram. So just keep it in mind, potential price action to the downside. I'm not sure how strong it's going to be yet. Depends on how strong it is for Bitcoin. We'll see it across the market, as it just has ripple effects across, right? Anyways, like I said, for it not to play out, you would have to be anywhere below this line. So it's going to be nearly impossible, right? Also, for it to not play out, you would need to make this much positive momentum. If you were going to this high, right, you're probably going to be going higher to make this momentum to here, for it to be a straight line. Even if you get to it, you would be making class C bearish divergence, or weak bearish divergence, or type 3. So anyways, for it not to happen, you would have to make a positive price action, right? So positive momentum higher than whatever is this line, right? So again, just keep that in mind as you trade. Right now, we are making it, and I don't think we're going to get rid of it, right? Unless Bitcoin pumps. And again, like I said, Bitcoin looking like this, right? So yeah. We covered the segments that we have to cover, so now we are open to take coin requests. And again, I hope that if you have a question, you can actually posted, right? Anyways, guys, I'm very thankful to you all. We hit 100 subscribers, so I'm really happy for that. And while you come up with the coins that you want us to look at, I'll just tell you that I'm extremely happy that you are all part of this community and that you are helping us get to those 100 subs. We're actually sitting at 103, I think. So it makes me extremely happy, and I'm really grateful for each and every one of you that has contributed to the stream always, and that it's that shows up, whenever you guys do, or if you're watching on offline, we do get views offline. So we I think our latest video had like 40 somewhat views. So again, I'm really happy that you guys are supporting us and that you are subscribing to this channel again. Anyways, yeah, do you have any other coins? Just watching Bitcoin. Yeah, we can go watch Bitcoin again, right? This is Bitcoin. Like I said, making that bearish divergence on the 1 hour, and not so much on the 4 hour, right? Even on the 4 hour, if we're here, we are slightly higher than here. So again, we would not be making that bearish divergence on the 4 hour, just the 1 hour, not on the RSI, not on the MACD line. However, we did have this bullish divergence right earlier today that we called out on the Discord. We'll be going to here, and we'll be going from here to here on the MACD line, and then from here to here on the RSI. So again, that playing out, right? I'm coming out in the crypto space, bro. Thanks, man. Hits 85. It might pop. What do you mean? 85,000? 8,500, sorry? Or what do you mean with 85? And I'm glad we actually went above 8,400. It seemed like it gave us a little bit of resistance earlier today. So right now we're still going up. We are facing that resistance of the 8,437. I think we hit it almost spot on. 8,430, right? So almost spot on to that resistance that we have. We are getting some rejection, right? We are crawling back a little bit, pulling back a little bit. But however, this candle is very young. It still has an hour and six. Yeah, it's the 4 hour. It's kind of old. It has 1/4 of its life still left to burn, right? Over the daily, Bitcoin 8,500 over the daily. You think we're gonna get over 8,500 today? I'm not sure if we're gonna keep on pumping to the upside, man. This is the thing that worries me, right? Anything that goes higher, right, that's fine. But again, anything that is below this line makes bearish divergence. And bearish divergence usually means price action to the downside, right? Even the RSI would need to be at hit over bought territory again, right? We need to be at like 71 on the RSI. So for that to happen, 8,500, I'm not sure if that's going to get you all the way up here, man. It's going to get you over here on the RSI for sure, right? 8,500 will definitely be up here. But I'm not sure it's going to get you very high on the histogram, right? So just watch that one out like a hawk, right? I mean, over here I'm not worried because from here to here we're actually higher on the actual MACD line. So again, just keep it in mind as you set your trades. I mean, we can still pump, right? I mean, stuff happens, right? Best case scenario is that you get above 8,437. Use it as support, right? Confirming that it's going to be harder for it to come down. And then your next area of immediate resistance would be probably 8,500, right? Psychological resistance. And then you would have 8,983, sorry. Right? But again, we would need to, like, look, man. Also, if you want to do this as a pattern, right? Impulse up. We had a little bit of downsloping consolidation, which would be a right, like a bull flag, pumping to the upside again. Not looking very strong right now, right? We still have 4 minutes to go. I mean, look, the daily, man. The daily is the only thing that I found out that it was good, right? Yesterday we had a bullish engulfing candle. That gives us strength to run today, right? It's good that we had this. Got us above that 50% of the channel. However, like I said, struggling with that resistance at 8,400, right? So again, we have to break above it. Then we have this 8,900. After that, we have 9,900, and then we would have to get a move, right? But like I said in the other chart, and this one's getting too cluttered, man. See, that's why I remove stuff from my charts. I'm gonna get rid of all this stuff here. Benny, you weren't here, but we got back into that over 50% to that 75% of the downsloping channel, which is good. We used it as support, man, right? Giving it some validity, bouncing us back off it, right? You can see it here using that midline F support, bouncing off. But stuff that I'm worried about, right? We are facing resistance at here, the 5,000. Is the green line, right? Where is it? This is green line. 8,495. It is the 50% retrace, you know. We didn't get to that 618, but that's fine. We can retrace from the 382 to the 618. That will be valid. Stuff that worries me short term, right, is that on the fibs, it depends on where you take it from, right? And what you consider to be the high, right? So we could take this wick as a high, and this would be the low. We are not yet making a valid retrace because we have not hit the 236. We would need to at least hit it, dig into it a little bit, and then bounce off it. You know, we can't get rejected by that line as well. So again, potentially it could happen, right? And that 236 right now is congruent with that 50% mark. So we have like sort of like a double resistance there right now. So we could hit it and bounce off it, get rejected, you know, and then we would come down here and try to like maybe find some support around this area where we're at. You know, that is, we don't have a lot of support back here. Well, maybe we have some supports right around here. And that's probably what propped us up, right? Sorry, there we go. We have some supports around this area, right? Like right here, you can see we hit some resistance, even back here. Right now, on this downwards movement, we kind of see a support. I would need to like pinpoint it. I just wanted to show it real quick. But again, we also make this sort of double bottom, right? This wick and this wick being at the same length. These two bodies, right, also being more or less at the same depth, right? And this one being higher, so we're kind of making like this small W shape, right? Double bottoms are usually bullish as well, and we had that bullish divergence. I think that's what we pumped up. That would be one, and then you know, let me actually get this a little bit higher there. Then this will be the other one, right? So again, that kind of W, right? Like a double bottom, right? So again, this one's actually not all the way to the bottom. There we go. Right, that's bullish pattern. Can potentially see us to the upside. It's not like a textbook double bottom, right? This is very short. I would expect for it to develop over a longer period of time, like this one, right? Like the Adam and Eve double bottom that we had, right? Like it took like a couple of days to actually develop that second bottom. This was very short-lived. But still, you could technically call it a double bottom, and that bears divergence. So, what do I think? Like you said, the question, right? Going back to the question, the best case scenario is that we break that 236. We get up. We have that 382 resistance, right? And then we would have that other, the other 382. Sorry, the resistance, right? But then we would also potentially have. If it's not what I want to do that. If we were to call this down falling wedge a valid pattern, we would need to come and touch this upper part of it again, probably, and face it as resistance again. So even if we break those resistance that we have immediately, we still have this other major resistance from that downsloping line, right? So again, like I said, this is very potential. I'm not sure I believe this is a falling wedge. I saw it. Someone else called it out. I think on Instagram, on Twitter. I hadn't spotted it as it until like that same day. I mean, it was the same day that we got the drop, right? So after that spike to the bottom, we have not touched these bottom parts either, right? So we just have 2 contact points on the bottom, and more contact points towards the top. So I would expect for us to run to the upside. If it was to be valid, retrace right, and these bullish signs play out fine. Run to the upside, touch this upper part again, and then potentially try to break this falling wedge. And if we break it, then we'd probably expect a measure move. But again, if this triangle was a valid pattern that we were in for a while, that measure move from the triangle breaking to the downside would see us at 4,585, or at least 5,500, more or less, right? We're hitting at least that mid part of the channel at 7,600 somewhat, right? So that's what I would expect to see to the upside or the downside, right? The resistances that I talked about. And then if you fall, at least hit that 618 before you actually run up again, or try to run up again. So I did talk about the bearish divergence that we were developing, right, on the shorter scales. This immediate, right now, we just started the new hour, right? So congrats. New hour coming in, starting off with a red candle in the first 2 minutes, right? So it's starting to go down a little bit. Just keep in mind that I had it on the other chart. I'll put it here as well, right? Just make sure that this doesn't play out, right? Yeah, right now it's still positive, right? It's still the same height, more or less. But you know, we are up to this candle, we were making that bearish divergence. So just watch out for it. You know, potential price action to the downside. How low? I'm not sure. It could be very short lived, right? I'm more, yeah. Like I said, the sentiment on the market right now, it's a little bit iffy. Still a little bit bearish though, from the previous drop, right? We have not recovered. Well, we're kind of recovering, but we have not recovered from this fall, right? So we recovered from the weekend fall. Let's say this was on the 26th, so Thursday fall, right? We just kind of made it up. We still need to recover from this more larger fall that we had on the 24th. Do you guys want to look at something else? Yep. So we cover taker makers. We talked about the maker fees, taker fees. You know, that's for like basic stuff, and we cover the major coins. Let me know if you want to look at something else. I know you like Seller, Benny, so I'll look at Seller real quick, and then we'll move on to whatever you guys want to look at. You know, just post it on the chat, and we'll look at it. Gold going down, silver going down. Right. I don't want to do that. Let me go into the daily. Just if you are interested in like hard commodity rise, silver hitting the 50% retrace, right? And gold still below that 236, but not yet hit that 382, which will be at $1,445. Again, you know, whatever. Waiting to buy 4 coins. You want to buy 4 bitcoins? Like 4 whole bitcoins? If you want to buy 4 whole bitcoins, you really have to come up with a good strategy, man. You're putting some like serious money into it, you know. That's at least a car, so make sure you get a good entry point, right? Yeah, so anyways, that's gold, right? Still going to the downside. Seen a couple days choppy to the downside. Silver, I don't like silver so much below that $17 mark. It's bad for the mining industry. A lot of projects get suspended. At least some projects get suspended, right? Look, remember what we talked about. William, I don't remember if you were here that day, but we were talking about scaling in and scaling out of positions. Like slowly start to build into it and slowly start to get out of them. If you're going to buy 4 whole Bitcoins, that is good. I mean, whatever. It's your investment, dude. It's your money. Just do it smart, right? Start buying in slowly, and then as the market keeps on giving you the signals to keep on buying, you keep on adding to your position. And if at least if you add a little bit and the market goes down, you're not losing a lot on your 4 bitcoins. You're losing partial a little bit, and then you can put a stop loss. Anywhere below 11%, 12% would be good. This market does tend to have 10% drops. If it's too much money for you, 10%, then you might want to set less. But look, you can get a 10% drop in a day, and then you just be stopped out, and you wouldn't have any kind of bounce, right? You can see it on Bitcoin on the daily, right? Look, this was a 12% drop, but the wick at some point in time hit like almost 20%, right? So if you were to like put your position, you would have gotten stopped out maybe here, or here, right, or here. And then you wouldn't have gotten that bounce back. So again, just make sure you're smart with your stop losses. Let's look at Seller, because Benny likes that coin, and he's been here daily for the past couple of days. So I'm definitely going to look at his coin. Benny's coin. Let's look at it. I'm just gonna put them on my ledger and not look at them for 6 months. Yeah, you know, that's also a good strategy. If you just plan to hold for long term. And not do daily trades with them, that's fine, dude. You can do what you want with your Bitcoin, right? A lot of people hold, a lot of people trade. It's up to you, man. Anyways, what I was telling you about scaling in and scaling out is so that you don't buy a whole bunch of Bitcoin, and then if it tanks, you know, you can add more if it goes lower, you know, and average down, right? Then if it whatever small pump to the upside you get, you will be basically making up that. you'll be averaging down your cost, right? So, as you wish, bro. Half and half is fine. Quarters, 18ths of satoshis. However you want to start building up your portfolio. That is good, man. Anyway, seller pumping for the second day in a row. Not quite as high, but anyway, seller going up nicely, right? Yesterday, basically undid part of that dump from the 24th, so it's actually recovering better than the other coins. I'm surprised. Still below 20 MA. Volatility is still open on the Bollinger Band. Starting to make positive momentum, and that's good. It's one of the few coins that is actually making positive momentum today. Sitting sold on the RSI, but not oversold. Sitting at 39, almost at that neutral area from 40 to 60 being the neutral zone. Let's go into... I don't remember if we did this or not, Benny, but I think we at some point in time we talked about this potentially being like a sort of bull flag, right? So price action to the upside. I just delete stuff all the time, so I'm not sure if we called it out or not. Yeah, we did, because I just see it. It's back here, right? We talked about this bull flag potentially. We just didn't adjust it to cover the past couple of days. So again, that's probably what you're getting right now, that pump to the upside. So breaking out of this flag, which is good. So let's go on the 4 hours. Sitting all of that 20 MA, obviously expanding the Bollinger Band's volatility again. Price action to the upside still higher than this. So again, not making any bearish divergence on the 4 hours, which is good. And also on the RSI, you're not making that bearish divergence. So again, that is also good. Sitting at 62 on the RSI, and that's pretty good. You're not making it like the other coins. Again, the more minor ones, right? What is going on in the 1 hour, right? Are we doing something? On the 1 hour, you are having that bearish divergence, right? So watch out. You kind of made it from here to here. It was a small movement to the downside, right? However, you might not stop, right? Because you kept on going up. And I would really need to look at this more in detail. So 0.002, 0.02. This is more or less even, right? So from here to here, you're going down, you're going up. So you're making class A or strong or type 1. How do I feel on BAT? Okay, I'll talk about BAT in 1 second. Let me finish seller. You are going up, right? So you are diverging. That's strong bearish divergence that you developed. And right now, you would be making weak or type 3 or class C bearish divergence, right? You're still going higher on price, but you're even on that momentum, right? Stuff that could happen, you can still pump to the upside a little bit more. And anything above 0.0002, you see this number over here, right? Would put you on that path to negating, right? So because you will be going higher a little bit. So anything higher than this on that positive momentum would certainly negate that second bearish divergence that you got, right? So again, you could probably run a little bit more. On the RSI, right? From here to here, going with the price, you're going higher. From here, you're sitting at 71.60, and here you're sitting at 71.28. So again, slightly lower, right? Slightly diverging, but again, any small pump to the upside will certainly make this even. So if this would be even, anything above even would negate that bearish divergence. So you could still have price continuation to the upside. Yeah, and on the MACD line, you don't have anything. So that would be it for seller. Did you develop something on seller that we did not see, right? Well, yeah, you did, sorta. So from here to here, you're going lower, right, slightly. And this happened today in the morning. That's why we did not analyze it yesterday, right? And from here to here, you're going actually lower. So you're making bearish divergence, right? Bullish divergence. So if you're making that bullish divergence on the bottom part, price action to the upside, and that's probably what happened. Also, Bitcoin coming in and having developed it, helped out significantly, right? So again, that's where you're getting your pump. Yeah, BAT. How do I feel on BAT, man? I hold some BAT that I got free off Coinbase, and I wanted to buy BAT at some point in time. I do believe the project is good. I do use their browser, and they have given me some BAT, right? Right now, I'm actually using BAT browser. See, I'll open a tab, and this is BAT. So again, it blocks everything. It's good. It's private, but I'm not sure their coin's doing that well, man. We'll look at BAT. I don't think I have it open. So let's look at BAT. BAT to the USD. 8 people tuned in. Thank you for watching, guys. Again, if you like what we do, hit that like button, that bell, and give us some comments, right? And subscribe, of course. If you have not yet subscribed, do it. We're really happy, sitting at 103 subs. And hopefully continue to grow, right, with you guys. I don't like this chart. We have a lot of chop. Usually that means that there's no volume trading, and sometimes I get chopped on the hours. So again, not really the best looking chart. I'll look at another one. BAT to USD. Is there a calculated by trading? Yeah, I'll look at this one. Calculated by trading. This is probably going to be a little bit better. Right? It might delete some of that chop that we have. Yeah, this one looks a little bit better on the 1 hour. So let's look at the daily and see what's going on with BAT. So BAT recovering also 2 levels from the 24th, a little bit better than the rest of the alts, right? And for really quick comparison, I'm going to look at Ripple, for example, right? Ripple is also recovering to those levels, but Litecoin and Litecoin's not, right? Litecoin is just hitting whatever it had on the 25th, so after the drop. So again, like I said, some coins are recovering nice, some other ones are like struggling a lot, right? Litecoin, Binance being 2 of them, of the major ones. Anyways, let's go to BAT again. BAT recovering, facing resistance at that 20 MA, right? That 20 moving average from before. So your 20 previous periods, that would be the average of the price. It's giving you some resistance. That is not very strong signal, right? This hour, this day, like again, just started 2 hours ago, 3 hours ago now. So again, you still have the whole day to like go back and retest it and try to break through. Still making that less negative momentum, right? That is good. From here to here, you're actually going higher on price. So again, not making any bullish divergence here. What is this at? 3447.2. Yeah. So similar stuff happened, right? So from here to here, you're going lower. From here to here, which will be the next island, you're going making less negative momentum, right? You're going lower in price, but with less negative momentum, making bullish divergence, price action to the upside. Took a while for it to like develop, right? We might have hidden some bearish divergence here and then actually run up again. Anyways, on the RSI, you're also having it, right? And here's more noticeable from here to here, right? So again, BAT definitely having some bullish indicators that are playing out. It took a while for them to play out, but they are playing out. Let's go to the 4 hour. From here to here, it's higher and higher. We're making positive momentum. So again, we're not doing anything there. Stuff that worries me off the bat would be this, right? Off the bat, get it? So you're going higher, and from here to here, actually going lower, slightly, right? But it's slightly downsloping. That would means you would be making bearish divergence that could potentially see price action to a downside. However, you don't have it on the RSI. You just have it on one of the 2 oscillators, and you also don't have it on the MACD line, right? That blue line. So again, anything that is, I'm gonna draw it straight. It's gonna look like it's touching, but you know, I'll make it a little bit there. Now you see a small gap. Maybe not if you're in the cell phone, but there is a tiny gap. Anything that is below that line would be making bearish divergence. Anything that hits that line would be bearish divergence, but that would be like weak bearish divergence. And then anything that goes above that line would negate it, and then you would be congruent with the market, and you could still expect more price movement to the upside. However, right now we are still struggling. I believe that if we get to this point where we had that wick, this is going to get negated, so this will likely go up, and then you won't have anything, right? So again, just potential, and it's developing because right now this candle still has 44 minutes to go. So again, the whole day, or a whole hour, right? Or whole 4 hours. No, why? It's a 4 hours. No, sorry. It has 44 minutes to go. It's a less than a quarter of its life left, man. For some reason, I thought I was looking at the 1 hour candle charts. Anyways, let's look at the 1 hour, right? Off the bat, also from here to here, right? Bearish divergence, right? So again, price action to the downside, that will be indicated by this oscillator. Here, you're kind of going up, but from here to here, you're making higher, right, on this shorter scale. And then from here to here, you're actually dropping, right? So again, this would be on a more micro. So that would be like doing the line from here to here. And that's very tiny, man. And it gets really cluttered. Just remember that you have on the RSI on this small part, and you have it on the MACD, you have slanted bearish divergence that could see you potentially hit price action to the downside. From here to here, you had like from here to here, right? You'll be going high, you will be going low. You would have had hidden bullish divergence, right? Developing that, you know, definitely saw you pump up a little bit. It usually means price continuation, but since we're in a small uptrend, you could have expected price action to go to the upside as well. Yeah. That's it for Binance. I do like the project, man. I do like it. So to go back to your question of how I feel on Binance, I do believe that what they're doing is good. I do like their browser a lot. I use it on my cell phone, on my computers, both of my cell phones actually, and but for some reason their token or their tokenization has not happened very well, right? You're supposed to choose which ads you can look at. Are they gonna propose ads to you so you can look at them and you can earn BAT? I can tell you something, man. I've been using BAT for a while and I've never seen an ad, bro. I've maybe seen one or two, right? And when I log in, it says like claim your BAT, and that's it. Other than that, BAT is really doing. I'm not seeing it actually play to its strengths, right? So then at first on the actual browser, you cannot withdraw your BAT, right? You had to use it and give it back as some sort of like payment to the websites that you wanted to support. So I'm not really digging what they're doing with their browser right now. I do wish that you could withdraw to a wallet. They said that we were supposed to be able to do that now. I have not tried to do it, but you know, what they've given me is almost nothing. I think I have like 4 BAT on their wallet, and I think I have a lot more on actual Coinbase. Yeah. But their browser works, man. They do have a working product, right? It's just that they're failing with some part of the execution, I guess. That's what I would call it on Binance, or sorry, on BAT, right? So if you want to look at something else, let me know, guys. We're gonna go back and look at Bitcoin real quick. I'm not sure it's done much since, but everyone's going out, right? Cardano, we looked at Cardano yesterday, I think. So Cardano also going up, right? Hitting. I think it's gonna look a little bit more like Litecoin, right, of the 1 hour, because I see that we are sitting at levels. More or less that we were here, you know, a little bit higher definitely on the price, but not as high as the other coins, right? But like I said, everyone going up. Well, means they go, right? Slightly higher as well. Which other one that we use that? Installer to the dollar, right? Hitting levels of September 27th, actually. Same height. Some sort of resistance going around this area. Mention something else, and yes, I like the browser. I will keep my eye on it. Oh yeah, sure, man. Like I said, I do believe BAT has a strong use case. Just they're failing to execute somehow, right? Because if you use their browser, have you gotten ads from them? Have you gotten proposals to look at ads that you get like for looking at them? So you're supposed to get coins from the attention that you pay to those ads. That's why basic attention token, right? Anyways, Bitcoin, man. Yes, good. We are above that resistance. Finally. Are we negating that divergence? That's the thing that worries me, right? Let's go into the 1 hour. We are not, sadly. We are still going higher, but we are still lower, right? So like I said, anything that hits this line would negate that divergence. We are negating the one on the RSI for sure, right? We are going higher now. So on the RSI, we have negated that bearish divergence. On the actual MACD histogram, not yet, sadly. So again, just keep an eye out for it, right? I left it a straight line. You know, if that we hit it, we don't go over it, then we are not actually breaking that bearish divergence. We still have it on the histogram. So really, every month you get 5 ads a day? I get 0, man. Oh, that's such a shame. Yeah, that sucks, man. I'm not getting that many ads, bro. That's for sure. Maybe because in my office computer I don't have Brave browser installed, and that's because it's the office computer, and to actually install it, dude, it's a pain in the butt. I have to go through like IT, and then they have to send a request to my boss, and then my boss has to say yes, but he'll ask me why I want to install that, and it's just a freaking hassle. So I use it at home and on my cell phone, and that's about it, right? Yeah. So what else do you guys want to look at? Bitcoin still pumping a little bit. Happy we hit some resistance wherever we were at earlier. So like 8,518. Now we're going retracing a little bit, but it's good that we are above that 8,400. Right? We were struggling a bit at the beginning of this candle, and we actually kind of hit it on the previous 1 hour candle, and that's good, right? This is very good. Like I said, I would expect for us to be outside of it on the next candle, maybe come back, touch it, confirm it as a support, and then run off. Uh, Omani gave you like 50 bat. Yeah. You know, like I said, dude, I haven't had the benefit of getting the coins from the ad, so I'm not sure how good or how bad it is. But I do wish they gave me the chance to do it. Damn yous, bat. Yeah. Anyways, I want to look at something in the. I usually don't go more micro than 1 hour. I just want to look at the half-hour scale. So we had that rejection twice happen, right? And right now we're actually above it. I want to see if we have come back to like touch it at some point in time. On the 15 minute, we're actually on the next candle. So I don't think we have come back and touched it as a ballot. Yeah, we didn't. So we just kind of went above it, and we haven't actually used it as a support in any time scale, right? Not even the 3 minute. So weird, but good overall, right? No worries, we're still going up, so I'm happy. Like I said, I just hope that we undo these bearish divergence that could potentially see us to price action to a downside. Anyways, yeah. So which other coin, which other project? Let me know. 9 people tuned in. Thank you for watching, guys. Again, thank you for being here. And let me know if you want to look at something else. And as always, if you like what we do, like, comment, subscribe, and hit that bell, right? Join us on Twitter, on the Discord, on Twitter. You know, the only, like I was saying at the beginning of the screen, free TV addict 24/7. Hey, how's it going, man? Thank you for being here. If you have any questions, just throw it on the chat, and we'll definitely pay attention to it. Like I was saying earlier, man, the good thing about having the over 100 is that we got a custom link to the channel. So that's pretty good. We're no longer a code, like a we can look at XLM. Like I said, dude, the only good thing about being higher, Bitcoin going to 10K, not sure, bro. Not in the short term. We are certainly pumping to the upside, but like I said, man, look, we were here a couple seconds ago, right? Now we're going down. We have that bearish divergence, right? Developing, not yet developed because we are still making positive momentum, but you know, anything that is below this line and price action higher than this point, right? Your low in price going higher in price, you're making less positive momentum, would see you develop bearish divergence that could see you go to the downside, right? Now, what we had done here, now it's negated. So again, we're more or less flat, and we are probably making again that bearish divergence on the RSI as well. So like I said, dude, we tell you the levels. You guys keep track of them, right? Because we're not here 24/7. And then you know, right? Because we set anything above here negates it, and then anything above here or to it still makes it, right? So it will still have, it would just be different kind of bearish divergence, right? XLM, yes. And like I was saying, man, on YouTube, the only thing I like about that we have our over 100 is that we got a custom link, so it's no longer like YouTube dash or /C some weird like alphanumeric number, right? We actually got a /C/D instead of crypto. So our name is actually a channel formally now on YouTube, and that's pretty cool, man. And I couldn't have done it without you guys coming here and showing up every day. So I really appreciate it. You said XLM. Yes, we'll look at XLM, man. Sorry, I got a little bit sidetracked there. I don't like the charts that have gappage. I think I have another XLM chart. This is definitely more choppy. Did I close the other one? I have another XLM chart. Give me a second. I do have a lot of XLM charts open. Yes, what is going on with XLM? Right, so let's go on to the daily and analyze that first. We are still within this downsloping channel. We had, for some reason I have a lineup here. We had probably something developing that I traced. Yeah, I think it was from, no. I'm not sure, bro. For some reason I do have a lineup here, maybe in the shorter scale. I'm not even sure why I placed it there right now, because I didn't have anything on the oscillator, so awkward. Oh yeah, I remember. We said we could potentially be making a falling wedge, right? That's why I had it. High, low, and you know, more or less in the base. Both lines inclining, so potential falling wedge. That's why I put it there. Anyways, let's look at this shorter scale, right? Well, we kind of recovered nicely. Not the best way to recover. This would certainly point to a price action to a downside. However, market bumping yesterday brought everyone up with it, right? You just found my channel from a Twitter post a few days ago. Some other guy shielded me out. Yeah, thanks, man. I appreciate it. Yeah, thanks. And thanks to that Yoda guy, man, for actually calling out my channel on Twitter, man. I do appreciate all the support that you guys give me. Whenever I tweet something and you guys retweet it, it certainly does help bring more awareness to people on this channel, and I really, really appreciate that. And it's very humbling to know that you guys are supporting what I do and what I strive to do every day, right? So, yeah, again, thank you for your help and your support. Anyways, facing some rejection at the 20 MA right now, right? Unable to go higher. We are still within the down sloping channel, not even hitting that 50% of the channel. Price action starting to like decrease that negative momentum, sitting neutral on the RSI at 48. So not much going on with the price on this past two candles, right? More or less similar. This candle on the day again started 3 hours ago, 3.5 hours ago. So right now, just struggling to decide what it wants to do, right? It's a daily candle, again, very young, sitting at 0.13%. Right now looking red, right now looking green, right? So again, lots of stuff going on. It tells me that everyone left. Did we drop on YouTube? If you guys are still here, please say something, because this says that there's 0 people watching. So I'm not sure if the stream is going on still. So I'm a bit worried about that, right? Bitcoin was rejected at 8,500 in my dump. Man, no, we'll go back to Bitcoin, but take it easy, dude. Don't feel it's gonna dump that hard. Don't feel it's gonna do anything. Wow, we pumped back up tonight, man. Something happened with Look, man, I'll show you this. We were here, and then it showed me that it went down to 0, and then it went back. When I was asking, actually went back up. So I was worried that maybe the signal dropped. So I do have this open on the side, so I can keep track on how many viewers, chat comments, and everything else going on. But thanks for letting me know, guys. I appreciate it. Yes, XLM is sitting low, man. It's actually, it's probably a good buying point, right, for XLM. So if you want to hold XLM, you could probably add a little bit to your portfolio right now, and then if it still dumps, you can set a stop loss, or you can add more as it goes down, and then add scale, like average into your position, average down, which is sometimes not the best strategy, because sometimes they drop and they never recover. But I don't think XLM is gonna go away that quickly, right? It was one of the big players, so again, it could potentially come back in and start doing more stuff. Don't worry, Free TV Addict. As soon as I finish with XLM, we'll definitely go back and look at Bitcoin again, and we'll talk about why it's not gonna dump hard right now, right? And not where it can dump to. We already talked about that. We will do it again. So quickly, right? Where are we here? 6841, and here 61. So this is slightly higher than this still. So they're gonna look very similar, man, because this is gonna look like a straight line, but there's a very small gap there. I can see that dotted line going through. Maybe you're not gonna be able to see it on your phone, but that would be below that line, and you will be going higher on price, right? So even from here to here, you're going slightly higher. That would be making bearish divergence. So again, potential price action to the downside. Keep it in mind as you set up your trades. I'll actually take it to this candle, right? Because this one is undecided yet. On the other side, you're sitting high on that bought scale at 61.67. So again, not overbought. That would be out here, but certainly high above that neutral zone, right? So what else can happen with this? Let's look at the 1 hour, because on the bullish side, we'll be on the bottom, but we're not making anything yet, right? We're not making a lower low. We're not doing anything that would indicate price action to the upside. So let's go into the 1 hour and see what we can tell. So on the 1 hour, right? In the 1 hour, it's more evident, right, that we're going up and that we are going down, right? But you have these islands in the middle that would give you some sort of support to invalidate this, right? Because you would have to trace from the more immediate islands. So from here to here, you will be going higher and higher. You will be congruent. However, we are looking at what we saw in the 4 hours and say that we can also trace it here, even though we are ignoring a lot of data that should not be done. So again, I'm a little bit hesitant to call it from here to here on the more macro scale. And on the RSI, we're actually going higher as well. So on the RSI, nothing else developing, right? Are we doing something on the bottom part? Low, higher low, lesser negative momentum. So no. Man, we didn't have bullish divergence on this. right? And yet we went up with the market. So again, Bitcoin does miracle for the coins. Almost at, was this on the 24th? Bro, this didn't dump that hard like everyone else. Yet it's already recovered at prices pre-drop, right? Like the market dropped on the 24th. And here we're looking at prices of the 24th at 9 a.m. And we are actually hitting the height of this red candle, right? The at on September 24th at 9. So we already recovered to pre-dump data. So look, no one else has done that. Ethereum on the 24th would be this candle, right? Even 9 a.m. would be this candle. The same one we were looking at that other coin. We're still a ways from it, right? However, we are above that 382 again on that valid retrace zone. That is good. And let's look at Ripple, because Ripple's probably a little bit up as well, but not too much. Again, Ripple being a little bit weak. But again, also, we have almost recovered to September 24th, right? That pre-dump, but not the 9 a.m., right? That would be up here. So again, that coin we were looking at, XLM, definitely recovered a little bit better than everyone else, right? Yeah, I do agree that XLM has gone down. Let me go back to the XLM chart, right? Because we were still doing that. I just want to look at the other data real quick for comparison. Yeah, look, not since May, right? But where would be? This is the 1 hour. Let me go into the daily so we can look at May. May would be, yeah, back here, right? So yeah, you're right. We are seeing that downwards price action right now develop. And on this chart, this is the one I like because we do have data way back here, right? Where are we sitting at on supports and resistances? Well, we have hit that 786 twice, right? So from the high to the low. Apparently, I'm gonna have to adjust this because for some reason I had it from this high to this high somehow. I'll make it real right now. From high to low. I'll do the fibs again. That channel's off. From the high to the low, we have retraced into that 236, which would be that 0.059, and we are on our way to hit that 382, which would be that 0.0655. Again, we're probably gonna get some resistance at 0.065 again. We had traced it before, we are rejected by the 20 MA right now, or we kind of broke it a little bit above it, but failing to actually close above that 20 MA, it's not very good. Again, that's your 20 previous day candles, right? That would be the average of the 20 previous days. On the 4 hours, right? Like I said, sitting over the 20 MA, it's looking a little bit better. But again, not that great because we were making that slight bearish divergence, right? Anyways, you wanted to look at Bitcoin real quick. So I'll go back to Bitcoin and do that one again. Oh, man, I didn't want to move that. There we go. Bitcoin. I'll start with this chart, right? I'll go on the daily. I'll run it. I'll run it quick. We are still on this downtrend, right? This equidistant downtrend. We are sitting above that 50%. From that 50 to that 75%, we've broken back into it. That is good. We are facing some resistance that we're going to look at another chart. Here I had more resistance on the upper part of the triangle. Here I didn't trace anything to the downside. I didn't want to have this chart way too cluttered, right? So again, here I have my resistances to the downside. We were expecting that we're going to break to the downside. We did call it a couple days before we broke, 1 or 2 days. We said, man, not looking very strong. We might break to the downside. Take precautions, stops. We talked about places of resistance, of supports that we could hit. Anyways, why we're not going to drop real quick, right? We are sitting, where were we here, man? We are hitting some resistance at that 236, right? Are we looking at Bitcoin? Yeah, which would be 8,000, what is this? 8,493. And it is also congruent with our 618, right? From this, from that 50% from our previous low to high, which would be 8,495, more or less within $1 of each other, right? But anyways, we are hitting some resistance around that area. We did call it. We did say we might hit it, and we see that we aren't able to actually go above it. We're rejecting it. However, the day is still young. We could still run above it, right? Don't people realize Bitcoin is going up towards 15K? Dude, Bitcoin, I do believe that long term is going to go up, right? It's a scarce asset, and anything that is scarce tends to be higher in price, right? If you have, like, think about it. Like, I'm going to relate it to something else, right? Like a Spider-Man comic. It cost like 50 cents or 12 cents or 15 cents, the first one it ever came out. First appearance of Spider-Man, right? How many are there left now? Almost none. So again, what's the price of one of those comics? Well, because of the popularity, the demand for it, and everything, the price has gone up, right? So scarcity and demand do bring price. And again, Bitcoin is a scarce resource, right? There's only so many coins that are going to be out there, and not many more that are going to be, and a lot of them are not going to be circulating all the time. So again, there's even going to be less supply in the market than there are coins, right? Because people are going to have them locked. There's some that already got lost. That takes, people that lost their keys to their wallets or whatever they were holding it. Those are out of the market. So again, you cannot consider those as valid Bitcoins, right? Because they'll never get recovered unless Google's quantum computer actually breaks into those accounts and is able to recover the coins. They're just going to be floating there forever. Can I look at Bitcoin May 2017? It dropped and pumped hard. Yes, sure. You did say 2017. That's way back here, man. Okay. March, April, May. This will be May. I don't see it drop a lot in May, man. It just had this small downwards movement. This, you said 2017, so again, I am on 2017. You can see it on the bottom right here. It actually says the date. 12 May 2017. So again, we just had this small movement to the downside, man. It was very... Look, even if you wanted to do that, if you wanted to call this an impulse up, this would be like a bull flag and then another run up, right? And then another bull flag. Unless you're talking about this drop, but it's still not that major, right? August. Okay, yeah, I'll go look at August. September. August. You don't have any big drops on August either, man. Again, impulse up, down sloping consolidation, impulse up. So it's not like a drop, a hard drop, right? This will be September. Unless you guys are talking about September. Impulse down, reaction rally, right? So you had a reaction rally, come back up, kind of like go back down a little bit on decision. You probably went up too high, too quick, negating whatever happened, and then a small drop, and then some consolidation, and then pump to the upside again. Dude, I would say you actually dropped harder here, and then recovered amazingly, right? At on December, right? And then you also kind of dropped here on February 2018, and then recover almost nicely, almost to that same level pre-drop, and you just kept on going a slightly higher. But again, what happened here, right? I mean, like I said, it's easier to call them in retrospect because everything's already there, right? So you make some bearish divergence in price action to the downside, right? So you kind of dumped. It didn't happen on the RSI, so it doesn't have to happen on both oscillators. Now, having it happen on both oscillators give you some confirmation that what you're looking at is real, right? That is more possibilities that it's going to play out. Just having it on one sometimes is not the strongest. You didn't have it on the MACD line. You didn't have it on the RSI. You only had it on the MACD histogram. And look, man, it tanked. So again, you don't always necessarily recover from a drop, right? Here you drop, kind of recover slightly. Drop again, kind of looks like a bull trap, right? Like it's gonna have a reaction rally to the upside, and then it just gets people back in, and then kind of tanks again, right? And then you get one of those ones happening, right? And then you tank again. Maybe you were no. Ever since then, it was just price action to the downside, right? So again, right now, it looks like we're going to run up again and touch that resistance, right? That 236, 8,493. That's where we would be at, right? So again, let's see what happens, right? Because we got rejected, and if we go into the 1 hour again, same thing would be happening, right? So you'll be going higher, you're still going lower, you'll still be making that bearish divergence. Like I said, dude, it's still developing, right? We have not developed it. That's why I'm not calling it an actual bearish divergence yet, because like we said, dude, this is still developing. That we're calling it as we see, and we tell you if it gets anywhere, this could still go up, but if it stays below this line or it hits this line, you're making bearish divergence, and then you should expect to see some price action to the downside, potential price action to the downside, right? But anyways, that's what would happen. So you at least have all this way to go. That means you can still pump. Definitely, you can still get to like 6,500. 8,500, 8,600, or even higher. Like maybe like even seven. What would be this at? Maybe by the time you get to like almost 8,700, you would probably be making this even line, right? So again, we did have that bearish divergence that we talked about, right? From here to here, that is seeing us to have price action to the upside, right? From here to here, lower, even in the 4 hours, sorry. Right? From here to here, right? Actually, here you were going to zero because you were making a lower low with positive momentum. So again, that would count as a 0 point. You're going from a lower negative to a much lower negative to an actual positive with less negative momentum. That's why you pumped. But right now, like I said, you're developing it. You're still not developed, right? So just watch out. It can get negated, like I state always, because it's still going on. We're going to end this stream and it's going to keep on building, right? It's easier to go back and say, look, we did from here to here and it actually happened and it developed, than say, oh, we're doing it and it can or cannot develop. So just keep it in mind, it's a possibility that it does not play out, right? Anyways, let me turn the music back on. For some reason, it's off and it actually stopped. So there we go. We're in a bull run, and this is sell-off shock of the weak hands. People that lost in 2018. Well, dude, yeah, there's a possibility that Bitcoin can pump hard. Remember, yesterday, Free TV Addict. I'm not sure if you watched yesterday's streams or not. We talked about that. I can't remember if it was yesterday or 2 days ago, man, to be honest with you. But we talked about the fact that there was data indicating that the long-term holders were not the ones that were selling, that it was the short-term holders that were selling, and it was based on two data, right? One data of the amount of days that a coin stays in the same place before it gets moved, right? So short-term coins were parked less time, meaning that short-term people were actually moving it quicker. And the other one stated it was like days burn coin or something like that. I can't remember the actual term for it, but it was like if you had 5 Bitcoin and you did not move them on a year, it would be like 1,800 and some odd, right? It would be like 5 times 365 days, and then you would do that, right? And that would give you a number, and that's the number of days that the coin has not moved. So it would count like a burned coin because you're not doing anything with it. And those were still long, right? So meaning that the short-term people were the ones that are moving the most. The long-term holders are still holding to it, probably because they got in at very reasonable prices, right? And the people that are probably dumping are the people that probably got somewhere around this area, right, before on the way up, and or somewhere around this area, right, and or long positions that are also being canceled, right? That could also be the drop. That certainly was one of the pre-drops that we had. I think it was this drop. It was like short positions, long positions being canceled. Then we recovered the next day. Then here we had that same stuff happen. Actually, this wick could be two things, right? One, FOMO, or second one could be the long positions being canceled. That's why we recovered nicely and we kind of rebounded a little bit. Yeah, so there is a possibility, right? And we talked about it. And we talked about how we're going to know. We're going to break the resistances. We're probably going to use them as supports and then bounce off them again. I mean, you don't necessarily have to use a resistance or a support. Like here, this drop broke a lot of supports, right? On this chart, we're going to be able to tell, right? Broke this area of support. It didn't care for it. This one kind of held. It even held to this downsloping channel. And then the next one, man, it just broke out of it and even went over this support, the 8,900 area that we had traced to like back here, levels of back here. Maybe not the strongest support, but this area of support it held a couple times, 1, 2, 3, 4, almost 5 times, right? 6 times over here, right? It serves as resistance as well. So you don't have to like go back and retest them, right? That is normal, right? Here you could run up back to this area again and then use it as resistance. Right now, here it didn't care too much for this resistance when it dropped, right? It used it as resistance, sorry. Didn't care for it much as support when it dropped, but it did use it as resistance a couple times. Even a couple days ago, we kind of like touched it. Before this candle going up, we did touch it again. So, you know, on the 1 hour, I think we touched it and rejected it. See, we touched it and rejected it, and then we kind of went over it with the next candle. So again, this candle has not closed yet, so it's not confirmed. This could still drop and bring us back into this level, but again, when you touch them and use them as support and bounce off, it gives them more validity, and it lets you know that you have broken out of that area of resistance or of that resistance, and you're actually running off, right? And thank you for telling me that I explain things great, man. I try to do as easy as I can, right, for people to understand it. But I do appreciate it, man. Again, we talked where we could go to the upside. We talked about potential areas of resistance. We talked about where we could go to the downside and potential areas of support. Again, I for swing trading or longer term trading, right? It's better to look at more major scales. But then again, more major scale. Imagine we talked about the weekly every day, man. It's not gonna move every day. So again, it makes it boring, right? So we have to go into like smaller scales to like try to find more minor movements, right? Anyways. Yeah, I mean, certainly steps, right? Like baby steps. Here, first here, then we'll have to find, maybe here there's another area of resistance of support. I would need to look way back on the data. But if I go to like higher scales, then it does not look as clear, right? But here you can see that maybe there's something here, and maybe there's something way back here, right? That would indicate, like somewhere around this area, that would indicate it, right? That would be where we would be expecting to go anyways. And then again, each chart is different, right? Here we are slightly above it, above that resistance that we had at 8,437. Then again, on this channel, this one, I don't have it there. On this one, we are not hitting that other area of resistance that we have, right? So in channels, I have different stuff, right? If I just put everything in one chart, it's going to be super cluttered, and it's not going to be easy to see. But then again, each chart has different different wicking points, right? One chart sometimes drops more than the other. It bounces differently, you know. So you have the data, even though it looks the same, if you go to the wicks and the smaller stuff, it does have some variation. But then again, it's more or less within a ballpark, right? That's why you could say, but man, we went above it, right? Slightly. Yeah, but maybe in another chart, you actually hit it spot on and you just bounce back. But I'm not going to put the same stuff on all these charts. It's just going to make them super cluttered, and it's just all going to look the same. So I'm much rather have different stuff on different charts to be able to look at the data, right? So if you guys want to look at something else, let me know. It is 10:49. We have been live for an hour and 49 minutes, and I'm glad to be here. But yeah, let's get another request in. And then again, if free TV addict, I'm not sure why you want me to call you, man. I can call you free TV or addict or 24/7, whichever one, man. Let me know, and then we can certainly discuss. Seller might pump, yeah, probably. Seller's still going up, right? But let's go look at the more micro scale, because we talked about something happening, right? 002, 002, still that they're both at the same, right? Going up, potentially making some bearish divergence. You had it here, it pumped to the downside, very small, right? Bearish divergence right now. You are still having it on the RSI. That would be weak here, and that would be weak. Again, a weak Class C, Type 3 bearish divergence is not very strong, so, you know, Free? Anything? Okay, cool. I just want to know so I can get your attention whenever I want to address you on the stream. You know that I know that I'm talking to you. You know. But anyways, yeah. So, dude, I was gonna tell you, follow us on Twitter, and then yeah, follow us on Twitter as well. I do post there when we're gonna go live. Sometimes I do it on the Discord. In Discord, I usually forget more to post that we're going live. On Instagram, I definitely don't post that we're going live, and on Facebook, I sometimes post that we're going live. I mean, dude, I'm gonna have to get someone to help me with like social media posting stuff because if either I get the stream ready or I post everywhere that I'm going live, and then it just burns more time before the stream starts. So again, I showed seller and now it's going up. Did I buy it? No, I didn't buy seller, man. Yeah, that bullish divergence here, pumped to the upside nicely. I didn't get into seller, man. I didn't get into seller because I don't know what the project does, and I haven't read its white paper, and I haven't looked at the use case for it, and that's why I didn't get into it. Yeah, man, I do know you helped me out, Barrow, and I really appreciate it. I know that you, when I go live and I tweet it out, you do say it as well that you know that I'm live, and then you retweet that, and I know some of your friends also do that, Yoda and that Darth Sidious or the Emperor or whoever that other guy is, do help out, and I do appreciate that, right? Everyone helps in whichever one they can, right? And I do like the fact that we're getting this community growing. We have 10 people tuned in right now. That's I think the most I've ever had on the stream at one point in time, right? So that's pretty good. And any help, it's valuable, right? So again, I'm just starting out. So if any help that you guys bring me, it's amazing, bro. For me, like I said, it's very humbling to know that you guys are really wanting to help the stream and support me with the with retweets, with whatever, right? I mean, David actually donated once to the stream, and that's pretty cool as well. So I mean, any kind of help does actually boost the morale that things are going well and that things are happening, right? Yeah, man, I do appreciate it, man. I do want to see these channels grow as well. I think we have similar interest there. Like I was saying, bro, right now, I think we're sitting at 104, maybe? Not sure. Yeah, 104 subs, man. That is amazing, bro. We are still growing. I think we grew by 4 or 5. You subscribed today? Yeah. Dude, that's weird. Because usually when people sub, it didn't show up here. I do have a feed here. I'll try to show it here on the screen slightly. It's right here, right? And it didn't show your name. It shows me that the latest subscriber is this lady, Alma and Rudy's Adventure. And they subscribed 23 hours ago. And then before that, it was Dave. So a lot of people that subscribe, it does not show for some reason. But usually when someone that is registered subscribes, like Barney Stinson pops up and says like, what's up, you know, and that's pretty cool. I just didn't hear it, that's why it was a bit awkward, but yeah, that's pretty cool, man. I appreciate that you subscribe and that you're tuning in again. I appreciate each and every one of you that comes here and that helps. Yeah, that's immediately though. If somehow, I don't know what you have to have registered with YouTube for that to pop up, because not everyone shows up on the feed though. Oh, for a second there we had 11 people tuned in. Yeah, so again, what else do you guys want to look at? Toss a token, man. I'll analyze whatever. Token, stock, market, whatever, man. You name it, we do it. It's all more or less the same, right? Look for the same more stuff happening. That's usually what works for me as well, so. 11 people again. Awesome. So yeah. Any other tokens, guys? Come on. I know there's a token you probably want to look at, so let me know. Gold's up today? Nah. They lied to you, bro. We looked at gold briefly. Gold, I think gold be down today. Gold be down long term today, man. See? This will be yesterday. That will be today, right? September 30th. Right now, for some reason, it's also changing at like 0 UTC again, and putting us on the 1st of October, and it's not yet the 1st of October. So, yeah, gold's dropping, man. Dude, Free TV Addict, are you doing like day trading, man? Because if you're looking at the minute, you're looking at a very, very small time scale, man. And what we do is not as reliable on those shorter scales. Some of the stuff could play out, but it's just not as the smaller the scale, the more volatile the market is, right? So again, you would have to do different type of like patterns to trade on the on the daily, right? Like to do day trading. So again, you would have to do like lots of support and resistances, immediate ones. So you can take a position and you call, and then maybe look for some divergence or something to develop. And then again, it's so volatile that it could potentially not play out. So just be careful with that. Gold, yeah, like I said, going down, man. Silver is also going down. Silver's hitting that 50%. Actually, dropping below that 50%. Now it could potentially go down and touch that 618, which it wouldn't be very good, man. There's this conference happening in London in a couple of weeks called the LME. And a lot of the mining companies and traders go there to discuss future prices and treatment charges and refining charges, etc., for the foundries and the smelters, actually, and the producers of the concentrates, right, or the materials, the raw materials, let's call it, for easy sakes. Because if I have to get into what is a concentrate and everything like that, then it's a whole another stream that we would have to do. But again, they would go there to accord certain prices, right, for smelting and etc. But the price is going low. It's not good for the mining industry. So again, if the prices keep on dropping, mines started going to maintenance, then they started like going to the minimum people required, then they close down. And like I said, dude, everything requires minerals, right? So for him to work. So normal trade at the 1 hour chart, I think 8,200 is next. That's 3% drop. And the alts will go down 58. Yeah, dude. I mean, I'm not gonna tell you how much is gonna go down. Each alt is different. But I can tell you that Bitcoin is developing that in the 1 hour, like I said, dude, that divergence that we're calling out is real, right? I mean, now it's down here, but it's still developing. It's still below here. So anything that is, even if it goes to red, then you would go to this candle, right, and confirm that this is where you had your divergence develop, and we can still place it here. But like I said, this would go here, right? So, or here. Well, you would take it to the higher part. So here and here. And then you see you're actually making red. So yeah, now you're below that resistance again. And on the RSI, you would also be going down. So again, you have like divergence on the RSI, on the MACD histogram, and that's it. So you think 8,400 is in support, dude? We are gonna test it very soon, right? We are still dropping. So again, dude, I call this bearish divergence, right? I told you we might see a price drop. I said we could potentially go up and still make a higher high, but look, we're running out of gas, man. We're high on the RSI. We're sitting at, we were sitting almost at overbought. We sit at 69.07, and then we're sitting at 68. So we're still high on the RSI. Lots more room to run to the downside, right? And that divergence developing, like I said, dude, that you needed a lot, like a much higher price, maybe the 8,700 or 8,600 to at least get to this level, and you would still be making bearish divergence. You wouldn't be doing it on the RSI, but you will still have it on the MACD. And you know, you are getting tired, right? Running up gets you tired, right? Like one step, small consolidation, run, consolidating a little bit, run again, right? So, yeah. When did we draw this channel, man? Are we looking at that 1 hour? Yeah, we probably drew this channel today. I'm just trying to remember in the stream when we drew it, right? Or why I drew this channel. Oh, because I called it a flag, right? I said if we impulsed up, then we kind of flag consolidated, then impulse up again. And that creates, over the long term, right? Right now, what we could do, potentially, right? Oh, we're starting to develop the new candle. And guess what? We closed the previous one on red. Stuff that could happen, right? I'm going to ignore this week because it's going to be too high. I would need more candles to develop. But I would guess we're probably going to do something like this. If we're going to make another bull flag, and then probably run again a little bit, but we're going to be exhausted. We're probably going to make almost nothing on the positive momentum. We're going to develop double bearish divergence here, and probably double bearish divergence here as well. And then we're going to go down to drop to the downside, right? And that could play out. You know, it's a possibility that we slightly try to go out a little bit higher, but it's just going to be short-lived. You know, you can look at the history of that happening all the time, right? Look, impulse up, right? Down sloping consolidation, impulse up. You make negative momentum. Right, look, I'll zoom in here, man. You'll see it. Impulse up, slightly down sloping consolidation, impulse up, Slightly downslope, upsloping consolidation here, right? So you're making exhaustion, right? You're making a bear flag of sorts, and then you just crash down, right? You can do it 2 or 3 times, and then by that time it's super tired, and then just like break down. So again, just watch out for that. Again, 9 people tuned in. Thank you for watching. 8 people tuned in. Sorry, we lost 2 people. But I mean, it's late. For a lot of you guys, it's probably already past midnight. For me, it's already 11. We've been live for 2 hours now. And, yeah. Well, I just told you what could happen, right? So just expect it. Again, bearish divergence, potentially, apparently it's real now. You know, we could still see more price action to the downside. We could also probably come back here and touch this channel, right? And then bounce off it. Yeah, it's possible. Dude, like I said, scale in, scale out. You can probably buy a little bit. You know, you don't have to buy 100% of it. You can probably buy like half a Bitcoin, a quarter of a Bitcoin today, and then see how it goes up, right? And if you don't want to miss out, James, William James, get a trading view or get an app. There's a lot of apps for the phone. I'm not sure if you have iPhone or Android. But set up an alarm, dude. Yeah, I'm not sure if it's a buy zone yet. We are potentially in the buy zone. Yeah, for sure. Right now, I'm still trying to figure out if this is actually going to pump up strong or not. But I do believe that it could be a good opportunity to buy some, right? Yeah, TradingView does have some alarm alerts, but you have to be a member to use more than one. And there are other apps that are free that will alert you when the price is going up, right? So you can set up different alarms for different price ranges, right? And they could pop up at night, and if they pop up, you wake up and you buy at that level, right? Because that was your next level to buy, or you try to buy as close as you can to that level. Some of them are not real time. You'll have a small delay by the time the alert pops up, so the price might still be climbing, right? But do have alarms set up. I would highly recommend that you set up an alarm. Yeah. I do have like 3 or 4 apps. One of them is like BitUniverse. That's the one I use. I don't use it for the wallet and then use it for any other trading that they do. I just use that one up, BitUniverse. It does have some delay, but if you're afraid of missing out, set up alerts. That way you don't miss out, right? And put your cell phone next to you where you can wake up and trade quickly. Potentially have all the stuff you need to like log into your platform easily, and then do that because this market doesn't sleep, right? Yeah. Again, see, we're still making positive momentum, but the price action is almost null. So, again, we could go here, and like I said, anything that is high but lower than this line would be making bearish divergence. So, potential price action to the downside. Just keep it in mind. Whatever, I'll leave this here. We'll see how it pumps or drops, right? Again, I'm gonna get rid of this because it's still too early for that to play out. So yeah, and that's how you don't miss out on stuff happening. Anyways, there's apparently no more coin requests, so we can still shoot the shit, you know. But yeah, James Williams, set up your alerts, then you won't miss out on your opportunities, and then you'll be a happy trader, right? Also, like I said, think about your scaling in strategy. Think about your stop losses. Think about everything, right? Like, write it down, dude. That's going to help you keep yourself organized as you trade, right? What's your price you're going to get in? Why you want to get in at that price? What price are you going to get out? Why you want to get out of that price, right? If it drops from your going in price, what price are you willing? How much are you willing to lose, right? Before you actually stop. And then if it goes up, when is your going out, right? What price are you going to go out? Are you going to hold long term? Are you not going to care what happens? If you don't, then you don't have to put up a stop loss, right? But if you do want to make some profit, right? Let's say, I'm going to use this as an example. It might not be the best example, but let's say you got in here, right, at this closing, right? And then it dropped. This drop is not 10%, so you would have not been stopped out, right? So your stop loss probably would have put you around here. Kind of go up, you go up, you go up. You are going up still, right? That is a nice profit from like 7,828 to 8,400 you're talking about like an $800 profit, right? So you could potentially set up a stop loss somewhere around here to where if it drops, you take that money, right? And then if it drops a little bit more, you're buying again, right? That's what you would be doing if you wanted to do trading, right? Yeah, I do agree with you. 2009 would have been the best time. And then, look, the big time investors are saying buy the dip, right? Buy now that is low. You're not gonna see these levels again. I think that's speculative. However, but you should do as you wish. But I might add a little bit to my Bitcoin position. Still worried that we have not hit. The only thing that worries me, for reals, is that we have not done the retrace. Right? We have not hit that measure move. We have not even hit half part of that measure move. So that's the only thing that's worrying me, right? You could potentially go up and then kind of drop again. Go up, hit this mid part of the this channel again, right, and then drop again. I'm just worried that we have not hit this measure move, and we broke out of a large structure, right? We're not gonna hit it overnight. We're not gonna hit it quickly, right? It's not gonna be like you drop to that measure move. It's gonna be slowly, right? You're slowly gonna get down to it because it took you like 3 months to make this pattern. But however, just be aware that you could potentially still go down there and see that, right? Anyways, you would have made 4K if you bought last night. You're learning, yeah. We this bullish divergence overnight developed, this double bottom, right? Developed at really late last night. So again, it developed at 11, right? We were already off the air by then, so we would not have been able to see it. But again, it would have developed. Yesterday's stream was like 50 minutes, man. I was super tired. Everyone wasn't into it. There were not many people tuned in, so we just called it an early night yesterday. But again, that's what we did not call it out. But we did point it out in an earlier stream, right? We did say that if you make bearish divergence, you could expect price action to the upside. And like I said, dude, we could still certainly go down and hit part of that measure move, right? So just be careful. Just because it's going up right now doesn't mean it's not going to go down. Just be careful with your positions. Have a strategy, right? Sunday night football? Nah, Sunday night I was here, man. I didn't watch football. I was doing this, and I was super tired, man. It was a heavy week, man. Yeah, I'm thinking about adding some, but then also setting up a conservative stop loss. Because like I said, dude, this could still go down to 4,500 or at least 5,500 area. So, or at least mid part of this down this drop, right? Which you could say start at 9,300 level, and it ends up at the 4,500. So that's almost like 5,000, so 2.5. So I'll put you around 6,750 maybe. You can still drop to that area, right? It's just gonna take a while, and you can do it within this wedge, or you can do it, or you can break out of this wedge and make something different, right? So again, yeah, imagine reloading here and then just bursting through the air, right? I mean, that would be amazing, man. Anyways, guys, I'm gonna call it a stream for tonight. I think at least, do I trade often or once in a while? I trade once in a while, dude. I don't do day trading. Like day trading meaning going in and out of positions quickly. My brother used to do day trading, and he was okay with that. But for me, I tried it. It works, but there is a lot of manipulation that goes on in day trading with groups of people that go into these stocks that like pre-market pump, right? Pre-market opening pump on the stocks, and then they just go up, and then all these guys are coordinated to dump at some point in time. It just makes it harder to gauge the going in and going out price, right? So there could be lots of manipulation on the stocks. At least there's like Telegram groups of people like getting together and doing that. So again, not too keen on the day trading. I do like more longer trading, right? Like pattern trading or taking some positions to longer term, right? I do have on my XRP, I have it divided, right? I have part of my XRP that is untouched, that is long-term holding, and then I have part of my XRP that I use for like playing, right, or trading. So I do buy and sell and try to get in and out of positions. But again, it just depends on how you want to do it, right? You don't have to have all your Bitcoin long term. It's also a strategy that you can have some of it stocked, right? You can put in a hard wallet, whatever you want, and then you can just leave some on the exchange to like try to like increase your holdings, right? With like whenever you see things like this developing, right? We were like here, man, pre-drop 1 or 2 streams before, we were saying this is gonna go down, man. It's not gonna go up. It's looking very weak. It went down. If a lot of people would have gone out when we were calling it, they would have saved this drop, and they could have probably rebought down here, and they would have bought a lot more Bitcoin than they had previously, right? Or sats. That means that you would add more to your position, right? You would increase your position by purchasing at a lower level. Your same amount of money would buy you more Bitcoin, right? As it drops. So again, just be careful. Like I said, dude, I cannot give you guys advice as to what he's gonna do, because then, you know, I could get in trouble. That's what we said, that we're in the disclaimers. It says that we're not financial advisors. This is all for entertainment and education purposes only, and that you should do your own research, right? I mean, we do talk about it. We do talk about the possibilities of what could happen. That's what we discuss, upside and downside, so you guys are aware. But then again, you are responsible for the choices that you make, and ultimately, no one else can gauge the risk that you are willing to take but yourselves. So do it with don't get wrecked, man. We talk about upside and downside. So again, that's gonna be it for tonight, guys. I do want to get dinner. I haven't eaten yet, and I do want to catch some Z's. Tomorrow's gonna be a hectic day at work. Yeah, guys, keep coming back, man. Every day we're here at 9, and the more people that we're start getting here, and the chat going on like it is going on right now, you know, you guys are gonna be able to help some people that don't know, and then some people might come in that know more, that will be able to help everyone else and help me even with some stuff I might not know. And the more of us that are here, the better it is, right? You know, there's more collaboration and community going on. That's what we want to build. Anyways, guys, thank you all for watching. If you like what we do, like, comment, subscribe. Hit that bell so you're notified when we go live. Once the stream uploads onto YouTube, I usually share it on social media. If you want to help me out by retweeting or resharing or whatever you guys want to do, show this to your friends. You know, we really want to get this community going. Again, thank you all for watching. I hope you have a great Monday night. Monday Night Football is probably going on right now. Probably just ended. I'm not sure. But anyways, enjoy the rest of your evening. I'll catch you all tomorrow. Yeah, peace.